So when I first started this channel, it started right in this spot, and it was so scary. That's the term I always use, is like a fear-based. I didn't know what I was getting into. I tried to set an intention, and I stayed very strong for like, I think it was 4 months. The intention was on 09/01/24. And the intention was to record and upload one video every day for a year. And I made it until twelve, 13, I believe, 24. It's so easy to not continue with the things that you say you're going to do. I was on Instagram, and Amanda Movio, she decided to post every day for 30 days, and I believe she's on day 24, and she's posted every day, and I haven't watched all of her content, but like, just seeing the fact that like it popped up, like she's done it and we know what she's doing. It's like the same, it starts the same on the post of like, as per my boyfriend's request, I'm posting every day for 30 days. And then she tells us a story about that particular video. And in one of the posts I read, she was like, I have so much content for like years. Like I have so many videos, and like I haven't posted them. And I was like, girl, same. I have like 8 notebooks. I also have like some video, but like I have like 8 finished notebooks, and I haven't known how to be marketing and do all of the algorithm things. I've been like testing things out as I go. Like, I've heard people say, turn off the comments, like big periods of growth. And like, I tried it, and I didn't, but I only did it for a couple of days, and I have a 700 subscriber reach. People only watch my videos for like a minute, and most people come from ASMR, and I think they think that I'm going to take my clothes off. Maybe. Maybe I will. I like wearing that blue dress. It doesn't feel like it's my right color, but I get the most views, even if it's for like a minute. But that blue dress gets, I have some videos that have like thousands of views, and like it keeps remaining popular. And it's like, okay, well, like that's the thing that works. So like, what do I do with that information? Do I double down on that and say, okay, well, like for some reason, just like that color is your color, even though you don't think it matches you, but like you could match it. So like, what's the vibe? And I have so many internal thoughts going on at all times. The scene in Wheel of Time where Moraine steps into the rings and she sees 1,000,000 futures. That's what I'm doing at all times. Like making judgment calls based on all the possible outcomes, and I just walk down that path until I have to reevaluate or new information is in and I have to process. And both trying to slow down. I'm trying to slow down. Like, it feels like it's always a bitter race to the end. We want to get where we're going because we think that the destination is going to be this like magical solve to everything, but you still have to play the game, you know? There's times where, like, you know, in like Nintendo 64 Mario, when you're in the screen walking around, like picking out what worlds you want to go into, and like when you complete that world, like you get to go back out and you can like travel backwards, you could like go back into what you've done before, but like, and then there's paths that you're like blocked and you're like, oh man, or like you're working on things. I feel like we cycle through being in those different spaces. And when you're in this moment where you're on that screen deciding like, what game do you want to play next, you know? It's like what, like your literal rebirth into that specific world that you've just decided to tap into. What does that look like? What does that feel like? Try it out, you know? But there's so many different things going on at all times. So many cycles. It's wild. But even though I see the future, what the future could be, some of them. Is this gonna happen in some of them? So that's coming out backwards. I need like a mirror. I'm in cinematic mode. I'm like trying to learn how to navigate it. I keep thinking we're in March. The energy still feels like March. So there's 5 days until the full moon. Austin and Chris of the Astrology Podcast in their April forecast said that the first half of April is just going to feel like more March. And like, I feel that. For the first like 5 days of the month, it could still feel like you're like, it's like we're coming off of eclipse season. So I love learning astrology. I've been learning for a long time. And then there's all these other disciplines that get woven into that, like, you know, Chinese face hands, lines of destiny. This is literally a book about telling people their body signs. And like, do you know why I'm the most interested in this? Is that so that I can read other people. Like, a self-reflection tool is great because it gives you information and you can see how that fits in your life, but like you can get wrapped up and be like, oh, my fortune's not so good, or oh, my fortune's so good. But like, if I can read other people, it'll be easy to understand, or it'll provide another way to like communicate with them. Because if you understand that a man's left hand and a woman's right hand reflect their own actions, thoughts, aspirations, and fortune, whereas the opposite hand is the one influenced by our family and inherited characteristics. This hand is the one we are born with, whereas the other hand is the one we guide and alter. Each hand has its own responsibilities and does not control the other. That's interesting. I've heard this joke before. I think it was Carrie, a yoga teacher in my city. I practiced with her under 10 times, but I've attended a workshop with her for 3 days, and we've had, other interactions. But when you meet someone, you're like, that just like sticks out to me as like kind of an odd, interesting thing. And when like you leave that interaction with somebody, sometimes you think about it and sometimes you don't. But sometimes like when something really stands out to you and you're like replaying the conversation in your mind and like the situation and what happened, because you're like, something is interesting about that. And I'm like, why aren't I comfortable with her? I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with her. And because of that, I don't know how to discover like her character, and like the true self, because we all have this mask because we're like in the world and we put on it's like a play, like you're in the play of life. But like there is a self that you think about or you sense in you that is free from societal and cultural conditioning, free of your family ties, both in like the physical world and the spiritual world. You understand that you have a choice. You have a choice. keep saying I don't want to talk about the negative things because I don't want to perpetuate. But I'm struggling to let out my feelings. I've tried a little bit through art, through movement, through sometimes talking to other people, not as often as I would like. But I have a hard time opening up. I feel like people don't understand me, or they won't understand me, but like I struggle to, like, look how tight my lips are. Assumingly how tight my pelvic floor is. And when I see my jaw and the shape, tight-lipped, closed, I have had such a severe jaw problems my entire life. Severe. And that's just what I'm coming into this world with. But it's like, what are the actions to support that area that you're like, wow, this feels like a lot going on right here. My throat. Every day I'm just trying to notice.